So this is Maury Miller, and I'm talking with Terry Clatfelter on September 24th. And I'm going to ask, first of all, Jerry, where and when were you born?
I was born in Terre Haute, Indiana at St. Anthony's Hospital. I lived in Marshall, Illinois on November 21st, 1953.
Okay. And who were your parents?
William and Lavina Clatfelter.
And did you have brothers or sisters?
I have one sister and 3 brothers, and one brother is deceased. Was killed in the Vietnam War. I have 2 other older brothers.
Okay. And when you were a boy, where did you live?
Actually grew up over on 412 Plum Street right here in Marshall.
Okay. And describe the neighborhood. What was it like? What do you remember?
Well, back then we had a mom and pop grocery store on the corner, Brock's grocery store. Back then there was stores all over the town in the neighborhoods. And we lived across the street from the ice house, Coldren's Ice House, and Hurt's salvage yard was on the corner on down on 4th and Plum Street. In neighborhood, we had quite a few kids in our neighborhood, and just other than that, I mean, I don't know, just pretty well a rural community neighborhood.
How would you describe the neighborhood has changed now?
Oh my, well, back to the neighborhood, we had the co-op, which was up on the corner where the 911 building is now. And of course the old jail and the sheriff's house was right there, just a block up from us, and that's all been redone. Brock's store is now a home. It's no longer a grocery store. The VFW is where Lowry's, what I want to call their egg store, where he done poultry and stuff, is now the VFW. And the blacksmith shop, Roy Sweet, Ferris Sweet's blacksmith shop, it's gone now. And, just a lot of changes over the last 50-some years,
Well, let's talk about your childhood. As you were around the house, did you have chores that you had to do?
Yeah.
What were your chores?
There was 4 boys. Like I said, my sister was the oldest, and 4 of us. We had to keep the yard mowed and the weeds pulled, and we always had to keep our room cleaned up. Of course, back then, 3 of us stayed in one room, because we had just a 3-bedroom home and upstairs. But we had our stuff to do. Of course, Mother was home raising the kids, and Dad worked, so he was the breadwinner. But we had to keep our stuff picked up and everything in line. He was kind of a perfectionist at that. So he wanted everything put in place.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm sure there were other kids in the neighborhood. What kinds of things do you remember do you like to do?
Oh, we played baseball, and we played tag, and I don't know, you probably remember a game we used to play called Stink Base.
Sure.
And hide and go seek. And we watched a lot of the movies back then. We only had 2 TV stations. Channel 10 was the main one, and then Channel 2. But, we played out at night, played a lot of kickball and football, and always had neighborhood rivalries there, putting teams together and playing. We rode our bicycles a lot. Of course, back then, hardly anybody had a new bicycle. We always went up to Nick Beach's bicycle shop on Main Street, and we'd get used parts or whatever to put bicycles together. So, but that was kind of where we was at.
Let's talk about family activities. What family activities do you do? Do you remember the family doing things together, church activities, going places?
We would go on vacation every year, and of course my father passed away when I was 9 suddenly, and so Mom was left to go to work and then have to raise the 4 boys and my sister. My sister just got married and had a child, so it put a pretty good hardship on us there. But we always managed to go on vacation every year, and we always sat down and had supper together every evening, and it's basically that's about it,
Okay, let's talk about school. Where did you go to school?
Well, starting school, I went to where the administration office is now for kindergarten, which was the Ohio building. I had Mrs. Titus for a kindergarten teacher, and then up through the 6th grade. Halfway through that year, I went to the North School, and then my mother and my stepfather, we had moved to Springfield, They had got jobs with the state, working for Secretary of State, so we moved to Springfield and relocated up there. And
When you were in 6th grade?
I was in 6th grade, yeah, and I graduated from Lanphier High School up there, and then I moved back home. Marshall has always been my home.
Okay.
So in 1971, I moved back home and got married and started a family.
Well, even though it was not in Marshall, it was in Springfield, let's talk about school some more. What school activities do you particularly remember? What did you participate in?
Didn't really do a lot in sports. Wasn't a very big guy then, but in the junior high and high school in Springfield, we wrestled, and I was in the boxing class. But as far as football and baseball, played a lot of baseball, played a lot of end ball, but after school and stuff like that.
Okay.
But other than that, that was about it. Didn't really participate in a lot of sports at school.
Okay. Do you remember your family activities, things that you did together as a family, meal times, special things?
Well, we usually sat down and talked about what was going on and what was going on during the day. And, like I said, mother had remarried, and stepdad, of course, they both worked, like I said, for the state, but pretty hectic schedules. And, with my other 3 brothers, which was all ahead of me, but they was in school, and we was all going our separate ways. So kind of the teenage years, we was kind of rebels, to be honest with you,
Okay. When you were a boy, did you have hobbies?
We fished, done some hunting, not a lot, but done hunting, and, probably that was basically about it, I would say.
Okay. Do you have a pet?
We had pets when we were growing up. Always had a dog, and just a family dog,
Okay. Well, then after high school, what?
Well, out of high school, then I got married very quickly after high school, and
Is that somebody you met in the high school?
actually met. She lived here.
Okay.
In Marshall, and we had dated for probably about a year and a half, because I'd always come home for the summer, and so then we got married in 1971 and had 2 beautiful children, and but we're since divorced. We've been divorced for 26 years now. Okay. So,
well, when you came to Marshall, then what did you do?
Well, actually, I worked for my uncle, who had a car lot, a used car lot, Hobart Literal used cars, and I worked for him. And then in 1973, I went to work for where I'm presently employed right now, with Kirshner Building Center.
Okay, and what is your job there?
My job there now, I'm general manager. I cover the southern territory of our company. We have 12 stores, and we have a post frame building company, and I am responsible for the stores south of 70, which would be Casey and Newton.
Okay.
Marshall.
Okay. And so you've just always had that job after
Yes, been there 43 years, starting 43.
43 years,
yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask just some general questions here. Was there a person or event that you remember as you think back over your life that had a major influence on your life?
Of course, my mother, of course, but probably Charles Kirshner, which would be the owner of the company I worked for, because, like I said, I was 18 actually when I went to work for him, and he kind of took me under his wing and guided me and helped me through a lot of things. So.
Okay, another kind of general question is, as you think over again your lifetime and all the things that have happened historically, locally, nationally, what things stand out in your mind?
Well, by all means, when President Kennedy got assassinated, I remember that very well, the day that happened. We was in class, and they come across the PA pretty sure it was on a Friday when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we was attacked in 2001 on 9/11, And then as far as when my father passed away suddenly, it was pretty traumatic for when I was 9 years old to come home and find out what happened. So.
Okay. Again, a general question, as you think about all the things that have been invented and created during your lifetime, what modern conveniences most affect your life?
Oh, wow. Probably the cell phone.
Okay.
And then the computer age, which, is amazing and where it's going and what it can do. Color TV, I remember, we had the black and white TV
With 2 channels.
The color TV, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, one other question here. If you were talking to somebody who wasn't from here, how would you describe Marshall and tell them why you live here?
I would tell them that it's a very, very nice place to live. It's a very, how do I want to put this? A very clean community, a very hometown feeling community, where everybody knows everybody and everybody is willing to help everybody out. I've lived in the big city, and I know I can drive down the street, not because I'm in business and I meet people every day, but you see people and you wave and hi and you stop and help. And we're a growing town, and it's a great place to live. We have a great school system. We have a great church system, so to speak, if that's the right words to use for that, for our religious beliefs. And, it's just a good place to call home. You could call us a bedroom community to Terre Haute, Indiana, even Indianapolis. And, it's just, I come back home. I was gone for 7 years and come back home, so I knew I wanted to come back home.
So this is home, okay. Well, I want to thank you very much for coming in. So you said you served on the city council?
Yes, I was on the city council for 30 years. And over that 30 years, I feel like serving under 5 mayors, different mayors, there was a lot of stuff that we brought the town forward on. And, a good board to work with, and different boards, I should say, and a lot of changes we've been able to do, and to give competitive rates and stuff for our customers, and to offer an excellent service that we provide. And the thing I guess I'm most proud of is, and I would never apologize, that we have money in the bank, that we financially we made the right decisions, and we have money in the bank to do things and still offer a comparable rate on our rates.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Well, that was easy.